Okay, so the next section we're going to be talking about today is bystander intervention. So I'm sure you guys have all heard of the word bystander, but just to go over it, a bystander is an individual who is present but not directly involved when an event takes place. So basically, if you saw a situation happening and you're not directly involved in that situation, you're kind of just standing on the side watching what's happening, you're a bystander. So I'm sure y'all have also heard of the bystander effect, or the diffusion of responsibility as it's often referred to as. But basically the bystander effect is a proven concept that if there's a situation going on, so maybe someone falls on Library Bridge and there are a ton of people walking, there are a ton of people around, so many bystanders, everyone is watching this event taking place, but no one's actually stepping in to help. So in the case of someone falling on Library Bridge, someone falls and there are a ton of people there watching them, but everyone else is thinking that someone else is going to do something. You're maybe thinking, I have a class to get to, the person behind me will stop and help them. But the person behind you is thinking, oh, I have to get to the library, the person behind me will help, and no one actually steps in to help in that situation. So that's why we want to highlight what the bystander effect is, so that you can combat that and actually be the person who steps in and helps. So if you're ever in a situation where you might be a bystander, there's actually a bystander model you can follow to kind of help you figure out what to do and help you to figure out what kind of help this person may need, whatever situation it might be. So the first step in the bystander model is to notice an occurrence out of the ordinary. So obviously, if someone falls on Library Bridge, that's not ordinary. It's obviously an occurrence that might cause some alarm in you and cause you to maybe think, I should be a active bystander. So the second one is decide in your gut if something is amiss or unacceptable. Obviously, if someone falls, you're not going to think that's okay, so obviously it's unacceptable. The third one is ask yourself, can I play a role here? Obviously, if someone falls, you definitely can play a role. Maybe you can help them to get up, maybe call someone if they need medical attention or anything like that. And this can be in any situation. So depending on what situation you're in, you can definitely play a role most of the time, but just depending on what that role might be may vary by situation. So fourth is assess your options for giving help. I already kind of went over that one. I could maybe stop and ask them if they need help. I could call someone if they need medical attention, anything like that. 5, determine potential risks for taking action. In this situation, there probably won't be many risks, You might be a minute or two late to class, but it's worth it to help someone out. Maybe if in a different type of situation, I see two people fighting, I might say my risk if I jump in and try to break them up, that might bring me a lot of risk. It might cause me to get hurt, so I might take another option instead of jumping in there and trying to break up the fight. And 6, decide whether to act now or later. In the situation of someone falling, I would say probably act now. You don't want to just leave them there and see them get trampled, but maybe if I was watching a fight or something, I might act later by asking them if they're okay or anything like that. And so we have a lot of bystander strategies also. A lot of these are pretty self-explanatory or things you would think of doing anyway, but just want to highlight them in case you don't know. So creating a distraction to help someone get out of an uncomfortable situation. Maybe if you're at a party and you see your friend talking to someone they definitely don't want to be talking to, you can go and say like, hey, do you want to go to the bathroom? Hey, do you want to take a picture? Anything like that. You can obviously directly inform someone that what they're saying is offensive. You can try to walk over to CAPS with someone. You can also file a care report. Maybe if I notice someone's not doing too well or anything like that, I can file a care report for them. That's being an active bystander. Or I could even just go up to them and say, hey, is everything okay lately? I haven't seen you much. Even just asking those types of questions is definitely being an active bystander. And also taking a person's keys away after they've been drinking, that's for sure being an active bystander, and that's something I would think we would all do anyway. So yeah, there are a lot of ways you can play a role in different situations and be an active bystander and not be part of that bystander effect.